trust issue with
There
the
has
voters.
always been a mass trust issue because politicians, media, nobody does what they're supposed to do. Now, I say, for me, listen, he's 83, so he's a little stumbly, he's a little rumbly. I can't point to anything that he's done as that he did.
No, but that's he's running for his next 4 years.
But I'm saying, I want, not you, but I want somebody to tell me, well, when did you know it was bad? If you knew, why did you wait?
Yeah. So can I answer that,
Can I get in
he
for a
said
second?
that it was after he moderated the debate.
Yes, but that's not, I'm sorry, baby. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if you're telling me that hundreds of people knew that he was not able to do his job, then where the hell was everybody?
Yeah, look, I mean, Jake Tapper and these people are going to argue that they were conned, they were misled by the President and the White House. It is laughable.
Well, what they actually did was commit a terrible offence to the American voter, because their job as journalists, I mean, it's an uncomfortable, probably an unpopular thing to remind people, is it's to report the truth without fear of favour. It doesn't happen at the ABC anymore, and that's not a dig, that's a fact. To report the truth without fear or favour, and particularly leading up to an election, and particularly when you're talking about the capacity of him to lead, the capacity of him to do his job, drive a car, for example, and particularly also in the context of the lies that were told about Trump's cognitive decline in his first term, which was an absolute lie manufactured by the political left. So I don't think any of these people should be working in their roles anymore. They have broken trust with the American public, and that is their only job. That is their only job, is to have trust with their audience, and their audience can watch them and trust that what they're saying is true. He's saying, oh, I knew, but I kind of just did a little bit of a nudge, nudge, wink, wink. That's an absolute disgrace. Shame on every one of them.
It is. Just have a look again at how some of the media were defending Biden.
This version of Biden
intellectually, analytically, is the best Biden ever.
He is sharp, intensely probing, and detail-oriented and focused.
This is a man who is sharp, who is on top of his game, who knows what's going on.
This guy's tough. He's smart. He's on his game.
I mean, they're just liars.
Yeah, of course they're just liars, as Gemma says. Let's have a look at the man they were talking about.
Initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either.
Yeah, look, Caroline, this is the point. They're just telling these lies. They must have known it was wrong at the time. It shows absolute disdain for the public they're supposed to serve.
Oh, absolutely. And look, there's a very good reason why the media, and particularly reporting media, there's meant to be that independence and that impartiality, and it's exactly that. And it's funny, you go through those snippets, and those talking points are just rolling off the tongue, aren't they? It's really it was very smooth, but it was just so obvious to anyone who was watching. And I'm not sure, we talk about declining, respect for the media and believing what people see on television, and they're actually making their own beds as far as that is concerned. You can't then go on to say, oh well, there's no public trust in the media after something like that. It's totally understandable.
Super quickly, will anything change?
I don't know. I think with the encroachment of some non-traditional media outlets that are consistently breaking news and consistently demonstrating that they are trustworthy and filling that gap possibly.
You never know. Thanks for joining us.